Hey, what's going on, everybody? I have not played Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild in forever, to the point where I had to look back on the last video in order to see where I left off. But luckily, as I was playing it in mostly handheld mode, because I would play this game while I'm traveling, and I do travel a lot, as some of you might know, I made sure to take pictures of everything that I was doing so I could give you this update, much like the previous episode called Catching Up. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. So I can give you guys some continuity. I don't really want to just like jump in and then there's so much story that was gone. And I'm sure a lot of you out there might have already played this game, so you know exactly what's going on. But I'm trying to have a bit of, it's just for me to make sure that I have that little bit of continuity to make sure that I'm keeping things on the up and up. So, according to the last video, I was around here, just looking for Koroks. I had a problem with a particular shrine, I remember, but it was because I was thinking about it completely wrong, and I'm probably going to end up doing that a lot these days because I haven't played in a bit, so I need to get back my bearings. So let's go ahead and just kind of jump over here. I was trying to get over a rock ridge. Oops, that's not what I wanted. By the way, Super Mario Odyssey, super fun game. I don't know if I'm going to play it on the channel because I'm enjoying it so much, but one plan I do have is to finish the main campaign of Shovel Knight, and then I'll play the expansions here on the channel just to have some fun with that. But I'm learning in this little world of Let's Plays that there are a ton of ways of getting these Let's Plays done, and one of them should be that I play the game and then I play it again for you guys. That might be a trope. That might be something I do, because I find myself feeling guilty not playing games and finishing them for the channel, and I realize maybe I should already have played certain games and play those instead so I don't feel so much pressure to either do well when it's recording or to even go through the game when I don't have as much time. I don't know. I might be talking out of my ass right now. I'm just sort of trying to figure out what the best way of keeping up all of this is, because I still have so many other games to play, like Marvel vs. Capcom, WWE 2K18. I tried to be current with some of the games, and I realized maybe I should just enjoy certain games right now, and then my Let's Plays could be stuff that I've played before, so it's not so much pressure. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into this. So I was trying to get around a rock ridge. I did do a lot of shrines, as you can kind of see here. I did a lot of shrines in my time off, so, you know, taking a look at these shrines, trying to figure out how to get there. But I kept going around the rock ridge, and I finally made it to Zora's domain following Sidon. And he's like the most motivational person ever. I love Sidon. Sidon? I don't even know. I did die quite a bit because I was being very reckless. And ultimately, I was just trying to gather a bunch of like shock arrows because they became very useful later on, as you're about to see. You're almost halfway there, and I kind of kept going. And Zora's domain is beautiful. Like, it has so much. It has such a great motif to it, and it's super fun to run around. And there were a lot of great. Side quests. So I did do a lot of shrines, but eventually I met King Dorephan, and I'm not all that sure what the main problem was with this area, but basically they were saying that Zora's domain was going to get flooded, and flooding is never good. But for the Zora people, I mean, they can just swim around, so I'm not exactly sure what the problem was. I mean, of course, everybody else would get killed, like the Hylians, or Hylians, whatever you want to call it. And of course, Muzu happens to be the one character so far that is overtly racist. So we actually have that in a Nintendo game, and that's exactly what happened here. And again, there you go. I needed shock arrows, which is something that I figured I would need. So we have some memory that came up. I have a thing for redheads, so I did really like, this isn't really like a straight up redhead. Right now my girlfriend's like, what the hell are you talking about? My girlfriend does have red hair, I should say. But here we have Mipha, who was a lovely character. I mean, Mipha seemed like such a good person. And as we move forward, Muzu needs to be convinced that I am actually the person that Mipha wanted to be with. And that is when Muzu finds that Mipha created this armor for me. So obviously I am the person of Mipha's affections. So from there, I did move into getting some side quests done, because I thought that I was going to continue playing on camera, or rather in a recording session. But the more I kept not doing that, the more I felt compelled to take pictures of everything I was doing. So I went up against one of these guys. I kind of forget what the name is right now, but he was Lionel's. There you go. He was terrifying. I was able to defeat him, but good Lord, like this was one of those moments where when you're trying to take a picture of it, because that was the side quest, it's coming right at you, and it's kind of terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so teaming up with Sidon and making sure that I have everything equipped after my side quests, we then jump into the water. See, so motivational. You never cease to amaze, Link. And making sure I have the Zora armor so I could swim upstream. That's quite literally what it helps you do. Wearing it will give you the ability to swim up waterfalls. That's what it is. So we swim around the Divine Beast here, and all of these come up, and I just shoot them with regular arrows. And once it was defeated, well, not really defeated, but once we got past this little boss area, I was able to get into the Divine Beast. So it says best of luck. So we do have a bunch of different terminals like this. So obviously I have not forgotten Kyle. I'm still going to use it. Oh, it didn't really happen there. Okay. Premature Kyle moan. Because the actual terminal that does the splash thing is actually a lot later. But anyway, we hear Zelda's voice. And this wasn't a particularly tough dungeon, this Divine Beast. Not really, but there was a lot to do, and it took a while for me. There's so many moving parts, like freezing the water to make an ice block. There's Kyle. And being able to navigate across all of the different parts of the Divine Beast. And yeah, it was pretty nuts. So now we've activated all of the terminals, and we go to the main unit. And this is where we fight Water Blight Ganon. So my first encounter with an actual like Ganon type. This was a fun battle, and I did of course defeat him, as you can see here. And you can just lock onto the eye, and then you just start mashing on Water Blight Ganon, I should say, which led to a new heart container, which is awesome. I don't just have to go to the shrine in order to up my heart containers. And it's at this point that we find out that Mipha actually died. Maybe we found out basically subliminally in earlier parts, but Mipha died protecting her kingdom as one of the guardians, as one of the 5 warriors for Zelda's court, or whatever the case may be. I might be using all the wrong terminology here. All right, so I am bestowed Mipha's grace, which basically allows me. I'm allowed 1 resurrection at the moment of dying. So the beast then adds its laser to the fray, constantly bearing down on Hyrule Castle and the original Calamity Ganon. That's kind of hard to say. Calamity Ganon that is terrorizing the castle. See. Mipha is always, that's the thing, Mipha's such a sweet person. It's just always trying to find a way to help Link. That's really all that she cares about, and that's really sweet. I've always followed my heart. There you go. Yay! And of course, Sidon was really happy about that. So that kind of concludes, well, sort of concludes this portion. So I went ahead and got done with one of the quote-unquote kingdoms. I've been playing a lot of Super Mario Odyssey, so the word kingdom is really in my head right now. But this is that part. This is the Divine Beast of this section. So all of the Zora are very happy with me, and it was at that point that I went exploring. I went to a lot of different shrines. I met with Hestu a few times to up my... And there goes Kyle again. I went to Hestu quite a few times to try and get my inventory up. And it was at this point that I decided to try and brave the Goron area. And it wasn't easy, mainly because if you remember, I think in a previous playthrough, I was trying to run through the area, but I didn't have fireproof clothing or anything that would help me with it. So I got these elixirs, and I learned how to make them also. I might need to remember again. But I started mining and going through all of these areas. If you remember in the past, when I went through this area, I kept getting beat up by all of the guardians. Not the small guardians, the big tentacle monsters. And I kept getting like just my ass whooped by them. So that sucked. And I think I learned how to kind of do it. And finally, I got an armor that was good for fire areas. And finally, I would make it to Goron City, where this is the divine beast in question. I have not gone in yet, but I have started to put the pieces together in order to figure out how to get in. So on top of going to a number of places to find different memories and more shrines, I did start getting into the start game when it comes to getting into Redania. So more shrines, these railroads areas that are here. Did fight a Talus. And again, just running around, and this is where I meet a bunch of the Gorons that are going to help me get into Divine Beast Redania. And the one in particular that I'm trying to find right now, I did find another memory. The one I'm trying to find in particular goes into these cannons, and it's those cannons that we had to use with this guy right here, Yunobo, in order to keep mashing. Oh, and here comes a memory with the original Goron, who's of course, like, the Gorons are always some of my favorites because they're always like the really fun bros, and they're just like, yeah, we have to be as strong as possible, and we have to fight like Yunobo tries to be, even though he's a bit of a wuss. There you go. You're trying to board the Divine Beast. So it's at this point that we start using Yunobo to just start shooting him, like literally him at Divine Beast Redania, not just Redania. Want to hear your whistle? Yeah, this was kind of funny. Like, there was a funny part here where when I kept whistling for Yunobo, he started to complain at some point. That was like, he said, it's not like I'm your horse. I was like, well, you're the one who said when I hear your whistle, I'll stop or start moving forward. So yeah, Redania finally, when we shot him enough times with literally a Goron, he jumps down into, or just climbs down into the lava, at which point I would probably paraglide down there and get started, which I did. I did not get started. I just went ahead and opened the door, but then I warped out to do some other stuff, like find other shrines, find other waypoints in order for me to get more parts of the map unlocked. And there was a lot. So I also went back and met up with the Akala Ancient Tech Lab, Robbie in this case, just to sort of open things up. And I don't remember why I'm basically naked at this point. So trying to get the blue flame, and that was pretty much the last thing that I did. So what I'm probably going to do is go straight for Redania, and we're going to use the next like hour's worth of recording time in order to get some episodes in with that. So why don't I go ahead and just take the last few minutes of this in order to get back into the game. And we're going to go ahead and, go ahead and close that. I'll come back to you, Super Mario Odyssey, super fun game. I gotta say, Nintendo has been absolutely killing it. Like, the as they called it, the Switch has that current 1-2 punch of Zelda as a launch title, and then just the overwhelming hype of Super Mario Odyssey that finally became a reality. And oh my god, look at this. The last time I played was August 29th. Like, it's been so long. So I need to make sure to continue this. Right now, I think one of my huge priorities right now is to finish Uncharted 4. So what I want to do is play this. And it's great that the Switch update 4.0 came out, because now we have the ability to save 30-second clips. And I might actually try to do that more and more often, so that I can just have footage of that going. And if I want to do a recap like this, it'll be more dynamic, a video content piece, basically. So I need to get my bearings back. Jump. And that's for that. That's for that. Right is for that. Okay. I think I, Alright, cool. Okay, so let's see what we can do with the shrine. If I can't do a whole lot right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and continue it for the next episode. Oops, that's a great start. Let's do this. I need to... How do I open up the... Okay, so let's make it stasis. At which time I can... Okay, that's for that. Okay, that's not right. So these are shields. This is for this. And how do I... Nope, that's for sneaking. That's for the scope. There you go. Yeah. I had to change it first. And let's stop this motherfucker. Alright. And let's just go for a couple hits. Come on, come on. Not too... Oh, not too hard, damn it. Okay, let's do this. Alright. So the Switch has been... Honestly, I need to do a video on it because the holiday season is coming up. And obviously the Switch is one of those hot ticket items, so I want to give my take on it. And... Oh, frick. I want to give my take on it and why I think it's one of the best travel companions that I've ever had. Forget any inclination of me being productive during trips. Pretty much every airplane ride that I have these days, it's just taken up by playing the Switch and sleeping. Get in there, yeah. Come on. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Yeah. Alright. The shrines haven't gotten necessarily harder or anything, but they are more intricate, especially since there's so many moving parts to the way that Link works. Let's see. Okay, so you guys are gonna be buttholes. There you go. Now let's stop you, and let's see if I can get you moving like this. Bam. 2 hits should be enough. Come on. Oh, come on. Alright, let's try this again. Actually, let me check what arrows I have for a second. Whoops. This way. Okay. I don't have much, but I do have a lot of regular arrows. I think it was because I was fighting a lot of those beasts. Beasts? What were they called again? I totally forget. Alright, come on. There you are. This is really... Like, the level of patience that's needed for Breath of the Wild is pretty funny. Now, obviously Nintendo properties have become very sought after as of late. So, with Mario Odyssey having come out, and then of course you've had Breath of the Wild, which is getting a resurgence because of that video recording capability that Nintendo put into the Switch, which is a great idea. It's a wonderful idea. So people can show off how much skill they have, and that's of course been the case with Super Mario Odyssey with all of the crazy jumps you can do with Cappy. But in Breath of the Wild, I mean, a lot of people are playing it again so that they can show off their stuff on social media, which I think is awesome. So it's just really fun to be able to play this game again. I'm looking forward to playing it just sort of in general more often. Oh boy, here we go. I don't remember if I got this far. Okay, so can I... Let's do this. Can I magnesis you? No, I cannot. So this is going to be interesting. I need to find a way to get this. Ooh. So I can stop that. And there's a treasure chest right there. So I can stop the conveyor belts, so that's not a big deal. Okay, let's do that. Stasis. There you go. Go, go, go. Need to figure out what that ball is for. So the ball is right there, and I need to... I guess I need to get it this way, but I'm not sure how I would be able to do that yet. And I want to get to that, of course, which means I probably have to jump from up there in order to paraglide down to there. Okay, so for now. And boom. Oh, whoops. I'm such an idiot. Oh, I can stasis that guy right there? Okay. So that's cool. Let's, yeah, let's cancel that so I don't have as much of a cooldown. And... Oh, okay. Okay, so I need to give it a second. Alright, so... Stop you. Oops. I can't do anything yet. Go. Alright. Oh, I need to time it. I need to time it. No, I'm about to die. Alright. I'll just stay here. Yep, I'll just stay here. That's okay. Treadmills are cool too. Yeah, yeah. Alright, cool. Alright, so I made it there. Now, in order for me to open this, I need to get a ball. So how do I do that? Can I arrow it from here? Or do I need to do anything special in order to... That might be... I can't shoot this. Let me get my arrow back. Okay. Let's try this again. I need to... Alright, I need to stop the other... Oh, frick. That was close. Stay here. Stay here. Oh, frick! That's not what I wanted. Okay, you know what? That was not a good way to start. I don't want to bore you with what comes next, because clearly I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong here. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it on this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed that update. I did get done with the first Divine Beast, or at least the first of my playthrough. So yeah, let's go ahead and stop it there, and I will see you in the next episode tomorrow. So yeah, enjoy your tea, everybody.